Bem-vindos novamente a um novo PodExperience. Estamos aqui hoje com um convidado muito especial, já um parceiro da GX de longa data, mais um convidado internacional. É muito legal a gente ter essa oportunidade de trazer para vocês os nossos parceiros internacionais para falar com vocês. E hoje tem um ponto mais interessante ainda, vai ser tudo em inglês. Então fica por aí, hoje a gente, além de tudo, além de contar muita história legal, falar sobre como é fazer o high school, né, o ensino médio nos Estados Unidos, a gente ainda vai treinar o inglês. Eu estou aqui hoje com o Eric Duwe, que é o diretor internacional da Wisconsin Lutheran High School, que é um parceiro da GX já de alguns anos. Trabalhamos com eles tanto com programas de Summer Camp, quanto também com o programa do ano escolar regular, para aqueles que querem ter essa experiência completa lá nos Estados Unidos, e a gente vai entender um pouquinho melhor disso. Thank you, Eric. Thank you for being here. You know, guys, we're recording second time because I did something. I messed it up here. I'm sorry.
It's perfect. It's okay.
Okay, so thank you so much for being with us. Like I said before, it's our first English interview.
I hope I pass.
Oh yes, you will. You will. Thank you for being the first one because, you know, we've known each other for
7 years or so, I think.
Yeah. So it's nice to have you here again.
Thank you.
And I think our partnership is growing, and we're having good results out of it.
Yes, it's exciting to see the fruits of the work together. From just getting to introduce to students, but now like students are coming and students who had a summer camp experience that want to come back, right, telling their friends, their neighbors, you know.
Exactly.
So it's exciting.
Yeah, that's very exciting. So tell us a little bit about yourself. You know, I always say that people in the market, most of us, we have stories involving like international experience. And I know you do too. So tell us a little bit about that story.
Okay, so I would say my story is not the traditional, like I've always been ready for this position in working with international students. I grew up in a very small area of Wisconsin, farming. It's a state known for farming. I lived on the farm growing up, and it's been in my family's ownership for 3 generations. So we had that mentality of just living on the land, and there weren't people of different cultures in my area, so no international experience through high school. When I went to university, I studied Latin American studies, political science, and one requirement was for me to study abroad. So I had to choose an option, and at 19 years old, I chose to study for a semester in Costa Rica. Lived with a host family. I still stay in touch with that host family, and that really planted a seed for my future of getting kind of to know other cultures. Even in Brazil, there were some options, but when they presented me with some opportunities, they said, okay, there's opportunities in China, Albania, or Thailand. Which one? And I looked on the map. Okay, where is Thailand?
I'll go somewhere I don't know where it is.
I'll choose Thailand. And so I started really from no experience, knowing no words of Thai, totally different, culture, Asian culture, very different from what I'm used to. I lived there for 2 years doing volunteer work, working with a church group there, teaching English. Came back to the USA, taught for a year. Then I went back to Thailand for 3 more years. To do my entire master's degree as an international student in teaching English. So then graduated from there, taught in a university in Wisconsin for 3.5 years, and then started this job. And now I've been here for 9 years at the high school, and I can't, how time flies, that it's already been 9 years, so.
That's so nice. Do you speak Thai?
I can speak Thai.
Oh, really?
Yep. So
Oh.
I lived in a dormitory setting. I was like a dorm supervisor. So the basic routines of like everyone gathering together and eating breakfast and all the words, it was just very natural way. People that were almost the same age as me to build friendships, and yeah, again, friendships I still have today.
So you speak Thai, Spanish, and English now.
Yep. And I'm doing Duolingo for Portuguese. But
Great.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Thai must be very different from English.
It's a tonal language. So if you don't know a tonal language, the difference between cow, 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 they're all totally different words. So the way that you say the tone matters a lot.
Okay, so Portuguese is going to be easy, okay?
I think so. I think so. Yep.
Don't worry about it. That's nice. And it's nice for you to say that you didn't think about that. Think about international experiences or going abroad or whatever when you were a teenager, because that was not part of your life,
It
right?
didn't exist in my radar. Yeah.
So there are opportunities that will come up in different times in life.
That's right.
And you took those opportunities. That's nice.
Yeah, and personally with my job now, I get to go to Brazil, and this is my 6th time in Brazil. I never would have imagined that the things that I did and to start studying abroad, and it's led to other opportunities too. So going to Brazil, I've been to Spain now, and Mexico, and Korea, Japan. So it's really opened up a world for me. Yeah.
So right now your job is like recruiting international students.
Yeah.
So you visit different countries, you present the opportunities so students can come to Wisconsin, to Wisconsin Lutheran High School.
Right. And working with partners like you, so to promote the school, help the students learn how can they become a student at our school. And then when the students are at the school, working with you and the students and the parents, we're all on the same team to make sure the student's having a successful experience. Yeah.
Very nice. Let's talk a little bit about the school.
Okay.
It's a very, very, I don't know how to describe it, but it's very nice structured school.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many things there. We have a video. Can we play the video? So we'll talk about it, and we'll also see a little bit of the structure of the school. And it's a boarding school for international students, right?
Correct. Yep.
It's important for us to say that it's a private boarding school for international students. But tell us a little bit more about the school.
Yeah. So like the name of the school says, Wisconsin Lutheran High School. All of those words mean something. We are in the state of Wisconsin, which is in the kind of the center north of the USA. Lutheran, like most private schools in the USA, they're often affiliated with some church group, and the Lutherans in our area say education is important. So let's invest money to make a really nice private school. So there's not one owner, but there's 50 churches that jointly own the school and help invest money. And high school for us is grades 9 through 12. I know that's different from Ensino Medio here, right?
Yes.
So grades 9 through 12. So approximately ages 14 through 18 are at the school. Most of our school is local American high school students. 93% of the school is the people who live in the neighborhood or the around 30 minutes away from the school. But we're really big as a private school, over 900 students. And so when I say there's 7% international at the school, that's still a big population. That's 70 international students. So.
Right. And we can see here, we see some rooms, we see a little bit of the boarding, the dormitory. And tell us about this dormitory. It's kind of new. It's a new dormitory, right?
Yeah, it's still very recent. We reconstructed, we built it in 2019. So this is our 6th year now of using this dorm. And you walk in and still when people walk in for the first time, they say, wow, this thing is brand new and it's very modern. And it's not like your traditional American high school dormitory. When people see it, they're like, this is like what university housing is like, right? We have it set up like apartments for the students. You walk in, there's a girls' floor, there's a boys' floor. Let's talk about the girls' floor. You walk in, there's a common space with a little kitchenette, little microwave and sink. There's 2 bathrooms and then 2 double bedrooms. So double bedroom means everyone will have a roommate, and we'll make sure it's a roommate from a different country.
Oji, let's come back a little bit, because now we are showing the college.
Partner college.
Yes, the partner college. Okay. Yes.
Just down the street from us.
Yeah, we're going to show you a little bit more. But about the school that we were talking about, the dormitory, and I've been there, so I can tell a little bit about the experience as well. It is really nice, because when you get to the room, you have these, actually, you have kind of like a table with a mini kitchen, right?
Yep.
And then you have the bedrooms
3 bedrooms in one unit. Yep.
in one unit,
Yep.
Double bedrooms.
Correct.
And then 2 bathrooms.
Yep.
So it's it's really new.
And
It's
I think the idea of that too, it builds community. So it's not just one long hallway with rooms and then bathrooms all at the end. When you have that space in the middle, that's where people can hang together.
Right.
So really trying to get people to spend time together and build community, because there's a lot of different nationalities in the dormitory.
And there is like a girls' floor and a boys' floor.
Correct.
Yeah, and it's
and
all supervised.
Yes, and the keys for the girls, don't give them access for the boys. The keys for the boys, don't give them access for the girls. So parents,
Right.
you don't have to worry.
Yes, it's very, very safe area. And it's on campus. It's
Correct.
very,
Yeah,
very
it
nice.
takes less than 2 minutes to walk from the dorm to the school building.
And the dorms are only for international students. Are there Americans there?
It's
sometimes?
primarily because most of our American students live at home with their parents. The vast majority of the dorm is international, but there are Americans too, because we have American students from other states, like this year from Colorado and from California. We've had from Florida, from Virginia. So yeah, every year there's a few Americans in the dorm too.
So they come and they live there because they're away from their family, like the
Exactly.
international ones.
Exactly.
Nice. About the school. School is really different from Brazilian schools. Eric has been to Brazilian high schools, so it's really, really different. First of all, because, not everybody knows that, but in American high schools, the teacher, they have their rooms and the students go to their rooms.
Correct. Yes. So people think about what their class here in Brazil, like the 20 to 25 students that you're going to be with the whole time, and when you're in the USA, it's very different because you go to different classrooms and every class period is a different group of students. That teacher stays in their room and they're the subject expert. So in the science classroom, it stays there because it has a laboratory space special for science, and same with like the engineering classroom because it has equipment special for that class.
Yeah, so the students, they have their it's kind of a personalized schedule. Each one of them has one, right?
Right. Yeah, and I think
Different ones.
in a school of 900 students, there's not 2 students that have the same schedule. It blows my mind, that it's so personalized.
Right, and it is, and for us Brazilians that we have a total different system, it is crazy to think about it, that you're going to be in every class with different students from different grades, including, right?
Because let's say some students are stronger at certain subjects. So if you're really gifted in math, why hold you back to, like let's say you're in 9th grade, why not get you to the level that's the most challenging or reasonable for you? So every class you have a different mix because it's based on your level of learning.
And there are so many different classes, right? You have, I don't know how many subjects
It's like
you
150 classes.
different classes
Yeah.
at the high school, right? And it includes everything: arts, culinary arts,
Yep.
robotics.
Fashion design, marketing, business, different world languages, lots of sciences. So really, you can build a personalized plan. Of course, there's the classes you need for like American high school graduation and also the Brazil convalidation. We want to make sure we get the classes you need, but there's also that flexibility for the things that inspire you or the things you want to try.
So you can even I think about being a doctor. You could take something related
I
to
think anatomy and physiology.
Okay.
Yep.
So you could do it something and also some hands-on things, right?
Yes.
Like mechanic.
Yes, the small engines or engineering or woods and metals. If I could go back in time in high school, I would take all of the woods classes, like such practical skills,
I think so as well, and when we get older, then we
realize like these
that
are the
could be
classes
useful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is true. It is
Yep.
true. Yeah, it's very nice how it's built, so the students can try different things, and they can even I think about being an engineering, so I can do something with that.
Exactly.
Right? What time do they go to school? How it's like a daily routine in the U.S.?
Yep. So the school day, Monday through Friday, we have 5 days of class each week. most days begin at 7:45. Wednesdays, they have a late start day so that the teachers can have extra time for professional development. So Wednesdays, school starts at 8:45. So the students sleep in for an hour.
A little bit there. Okay.
And then they take a series of classes. There's lunch in the middle. And then the school day ends at 3 p.m.
Okay. 3 p.m. Then what do they do?
Yeah.
If you're leaving in the school building, you're in a boarding school, let's say, right? So you live in the school. What do they do after 3 p.m.?
Well, our hope is that they are involved in a lot of different clubs and sports and activities. So maybe, every semester we kind of demand like get involved in at least one thing that you can regularly do, whether that's art club or a sport like football or soccer or robotics. Different clubs have different schedules. The sports schedules during the season is very, very dedicated. Every day after school, practice for a few hours or competitions. Other clubs, it's just based on the club. Maybe robotics meets 3 or 4 times out of the week. Art club 1 time of the week. So you have to learn how to manage your schedule, balance your academic obligations with all of these extra things. If you don't have a activity after school, you can go back to the dorm and hang out with your friends. We have a coffee shop, a 2-minute walk. You can go have a coffee or go to the grocery store. So there's some flexibility. Yep.
Right. But it's important that American high school, it's about academics, but it's also about all these other activities, right?
Correct. They're included in the high school experience, what we consider the high school experience. You don't have to go to all of these outside clubs and pay more money. But all of these things are part of the school culture. Yeah.
Right. So if you get involved, you're going to get much more about your high school experience, right?
Exactly.
So
yeah.
you
And
motivate.
we find that the students that are most successful are the ones that are doing, and we think of success a little bit differently. Of course, academics is important, but we really want to see your personality transform, and it's through these other things too where you develop confidence and you make friendships and you learn about different cultures. So the participation is so important in those activities.
Very nice. G, can you play it for us again? Because I think, as we are talking it about, it's nice for us to see there is the partner college that is across, but it's nice for us to see everything we've been talking about. After, guys, this video is on YouTube, but it's in Portuguese, so you can also check it out.
Yep.
And then talking about that, okay, then they get involved. Sports are seasonal, right?
Correct.
So
Yeah.
each
3
season is a
seasons.
different
Yeah.
sport,
Yep.
right? So if they play soccer in the fall, let's say, I don't know, soccer.
Yeah, so for us, soccer is a fall sport for the boys. It's a spring sport for the girls.
Okay, so if it's a boy, they play soccer in the fall.
Yep.
So they're gonna have competition during the fall, practice during the fall. But then when winter comes, there's no soccer. There will be other sports,
Other
right?
sports, or soccer's unique because the soccer guys, they want to keep practicing all year
really?
round.
Okay.
So what they'll do is they form their own club for futsal or indoor soccer, and they have 2 mini seasons in the winter. So they keep practicing together. And some of them like to participate in outside clubs too. So, but you're right. Like you could do soccer for the fall season, and then you could do wrestling for the winter season, and then you could do track and field for the spring season. So really 3 distinct sports seasons that we have. Yep.
Nice. And then usually, let's say practice goes from 3:30 to 5.
5:30, yeah, something like that.
And then they have dinner at the dorm.
Yeah, and I don't know. Well, in Brazil, you guys eat a little bit later than we
Yes,
do.
that is true. That's cultural difference.
Difference. So dinner for us is around 5:30. So for the dormitory students, the dinner time is between 5:30 to 6:15. They can come down back to the cafeteria, and they have a buffet dinner that they can eat. Yep.
And then go back to the dorm, and then it's a little bit of studying time, homework, to prepare for the next day, right?
Correct. On Sunday night through Thursday night, they have a academic evening study period in the dormitory. our goal is to give the structure for students to be successful. So everyone, you'll have, an hour or two of homework every day, right? So you might as well use that time and dedicate it to studying. And there's supervisors that are helping, there's a supervised study hall if you need some extra support. So some of those supports in place for academic success. Yeah.
And then I think most of the parents, they're concerned about, okay, then on weekends, they're going to be bored. They're going to be by themselves. There won't be anyone there. Or how is the weekend when you live in a boarding school?
Sure. Well, I would say they won't be alone because there'll be 70 students with them.
Right.
So
it's not going to be boring at all,
yeah.
Right? Okay.
We have a committee of students. We call it the RAC, the Residential Activities Committee. And it's a group of students who prepare fun activities every weekend that the students can participate in. So some weekends, maybe it's a karaoke night or a movie night or a trivia night, a spa night, so doing different things, getting students as a place where they can know that they can hang out together, do fun things. They open up the gymnasium in the school every weekend for like an open gym period. Students love to go and play basketball or volleyball together. They also open up the weight room on the weekend so the students can do some fitness. And there's always a shopping shuttle every weekend to go to the mall or to Target or a big box store. Yeah.
That's nice. You see, so they're not going to be bored. There will be so many things to do.
There's a lot of things to do, and a little downtime is okay too.
Right.
Yeah. You want to also maybe spend more time on the weekend talking with your friends and family back home. So there's more time like that.
And they have all kinds of support. I mean, like academic, and also if they are homesick, right?
Yes.
There is someone that they can talk to, right?
Right. Lots of people, both in the dormitory. The dormitory always has supervisors. And different supervisors kind of have their own, we call them houses, so they get to know a group of students in particular and kind of become a coach or a mentor for them. Inside the school too, we have counselors that do academic support, but also social, emotional support. Yeah.
There are some teenagers that think about going to high school, a private one in US, because they want to study in a university or in a college abroad. Do you think it helps to go to a high school in US if you want to go to a university in US?
I do. I think so, because universities, as they admit the students, they want to, it's a risk for them, right? For any student, no matter where they're from, and they want to see that the student has good potential to be successful at their university. One of the best marks of success for them is if they've already been shown to be a successful student in the United States. Because the academic side is one thing, but being able to navigate that while being in a different culture can be hard too. So
right.
Having a transcript already for a year or 2 years in the USA is a great sign that the student will be very successful in their university. If they can do high school successfully in the US, they can do university successfully there.
Yeah, I totally agree with you 100%. And it's a totally different environment. The cultural, not only the day by day, but also in class. Classes are different. So if a student has the opportunity to see how it's an academic class in US and interact, and also to apply to a university is not that easy, right?
Yes, and we have our counselors on staff too that can provide support if the students are applying for US university. The process is so different from Brazil, right? It's not, you don't have to wait to take the vestibular and determine everything. The US admissions is looking for a test grade, like a SAT or ACT, but also English score, GPA. What activities did you get involved in? Again, those activities are so important. What volunteer activities did you do? And an essay that you wrote. So they're really trying to see the whole picture of the student.
And in a school with 900 students, can you take care of all of them in terms of not all of them want to go to university, of course, right? But you have those that want to go to big universities or to small colleges around the school.
Right. Yeah. Well, we have a team.
It's a team.
Okay. For sure. And we've been able over the last few years to increase our staff in our student services office, more counselors, more people able to support the process to help students get into universities, to understand how vastly different the universities are in the USA. You know, everyone has heard of MIT and Harvard, but that is not the best university. Sorry, MIT and Harvard, if you're watching, but it's not the best university for everyone, because
Right.
different universities specialize in different majors. So get to know what your interests are, what universities would be a good fit for that major, but also the size of the university, the location of the university, the supports, those matter too. And our counselors can give students training on those things. And yeah, it's a big task, but I think we have the supports to help all of the students.
And that's very cool, because it's not easy. Sometimes we think about it, but it's totally different from coming from Brazil, for example. I can say I was a teenager, yes, at once, and then thinking about universities in Brazil and doing vestibular or ENEM, right? It's a totally different concept than building an application to apply to a university in US. And like you said, there are so many opportunities that the students in Brazil, they haven't even heard about it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Because they have those big names, and it's not the right fit for everyone.
Right. One thing that I like to do, I offer a few times during the year, is for our international students, the students in the dormitory, maybe we have a day off of school, the teachers are having professional development. I'll organize a university campus visit in a school in the Milwaukee area, so they can get a taste of what would it be like to go to that university and see their space, and try to go to big universities and smaller ones, public and private. They all have a different feel, and I want the students to get a sense of what feels like the right feel for them personally.
Oh, that's very nice. Talking about Milwaukee, it's a big city.
It is. I say it's a small big city because I've been around the world now, and you go to Tokyo, you go to Seoul, like those are big cities. But Milwaukee's not that big, but it still has everything you want in a big city. Yeah.
So what can you tell parents that are watching us? Like, is it safe? Because when you think about like an area of more than 1 million people, you're like, oh, there will be, so is it safe? Where is this school located?
Yeah.
What can Milwaukee offer to a student?
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, good question. So Milwaukee is known as the city of neighborhoods. So every area of Milwaukee has a distinct kind of feeling, and it's the city itself has about 600,000 people. The metropolitan area about 1.5 million. Traffic is not so bad. So like you can get anywhere in Milwaukee in about 20 minutes. Our neighborhood that we live in, I would call it a quieter residential neighborhood. So if you just see the houses right around the high school, they are beautiful houses with nice families in the area. There's a few local stores that the students can walk to, like a few coffee shops. There's a grocery store, there's a custard stand, a pharmacy, all within walking distance. And because we're in a very safe neighborhood, we give the students, we call those things on campus. So they can just sign out and sign in, do their business at those places, and then come back. We want them to have access to the things around the city too, go to the malls in the area, go downtown. And it overall is a very safe environment. But when they want to go off campus, then we say, okay, student, you need to make a plan. Where are you going? Who will you be with? And what time will you be back? And we want to give them that level of independence, but of course, safety is our number one priority. So we want to make sure that that they'll make good decisions and that they'll come back safely. Because
so it's like, let's say it's a little bit like if they were at home, because they will have, if they want to go out with a friend or they will have to ask their parents, okay, I'll go to this. Can I go to this place?
Exactly.
I'll go at this time with this person and come back at this time. And then the supervisor at the dorm will say, okay, it's good. Okay, you can go.
Yeah.
Or, oh, I don't think that's a good place for you to go. And yes.
Exactly. So we're trying to do what a parent would do, just to evaluate the plan. And if it's a good plan, then we want the students to be able to experience life in Milwaukee.
So it's a safe city, but it's a good size that offers lots of things, right?
Yes.
Museums, sports.
Yes.
all of that,
The city of a lot of energy right now. Yeah, sports. I'm a big basketball guy, so I love the Milwaukee Bucks basketball. We take the students to a game every year. I'm on a trip right now, and they're gonna go when I'm gone.
Oh, really?
I bought tickets for them, but it's when I'm gonna be in Mexico.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but yeah, so and that's just like 10 minutes from the school, Milwaukee.
So you take the international students for the
All of the dorm students, we
Oh.
offer them a ticket. We're gonna watch the Miami Heat versus Milwaukee
nice.
Bucks. Yeah, Milwaukee Bucks are a very good team. They've got one of the best superstars, so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There's the Brewers baseball, and baseball is not so familiar to Brazilians, but you get to see kind of a sport that Americans are passionate about. There's indoor hockey, there's indoor soccer in our city too. So sports is fun. Awesome museums. Milwaukee is the home of Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson and Wisconsin Lutheran High School were both founded in 1903. So fun fact, both founded in the same year. A beautiful art museum right on Lake Michigan, like a natural history museum. Lots of museums, great restaurants for cuisines from around the world, park system. So yeah, I love living in Milwaukee. I think it's a great place to live.
It is. It's very nice. Yeah, we were talking about that, I think, yesterday with Andrea.
Yeah.
Right, that she said it's one of, the amazing cities to live. But because when we get there, it's really beautiful, and there are so many things to do at the same time.
Yeah, and part of the beauty too is that we're in a place that really you see 4 distinct seasons. Summertime, we're also known as the city of festivals because every weekend there is a major festival. Many of them are celebrating different like ethnic groups. So there's like Irish Fest and Italian Fest and like a French festival. So there's that. And then there's also Summer Fest, which is the world's biggest music festival each year in Milwaukee. So you bring in these big names of major musical groups every summer. Winter, we have snow. I feel bad for my wife right now because they got a lot of snow this last week while I was here in Brazil. So she has to do the shoveling without me. But that's fun too. Like we can offer a ski and snowboarding club for the students. So our Brazilian students have loved that, because that's something you don't have here, right?
Right. We think about it and then we're like, oh, is it going to be too cold? But it's going to be a new experience, right?
People I always say people have survived there for hundreds of years. It's just fine.
It's just fine. Yeah.
You can do it too.
Yeah, that is true. And actually, inside there is heat.
Of course.
We don't realize that, right? Sometimes because here in Brazil, the houses are not prepared for cold weather.
Yeah.
The buildings are not prepared for cold weather. I mean, so you go to school, you're freezing. You're not freezing in a class in the US.
No. And when you live in the dormitory, you walk 1.5 minutes between there, and I see students wearing sandals and shorts in between because teenagers, they don't care about the weather outside so much. So it's definitely livable and it's fun.
Yeah, you just have like, if you're cold, right? Just to put clothes to go outside.
Yeah,
that's
and
pretty
if
much
you want to
it.
play in the snow, just put on the things you need, the hats and the mittens and the boots, and it's fun. Yeah,
it's fun. It is a fun experience. Yeah, it was my only experience with snow. It was when I was a high school student, and it was so fun for me.
It's magical to see the students whose first time it is. Like we have a boy this year from Malawi, and just to see and hear about his excitement the first time seeing snow, or our Brazilian students it's their first time. It's a lot of fun.
It is. And some students, they're a little concerned about make a commitment for a full school year. And then it's nice that you offer kind of a taste. Yeah, it's not really, they don't take classes like in a normal year, but there is a taste. They can do a summer camp.
Yes. Yeah, we have a very nice summer camp that kind of it gives them a taste of what would it be like to live in Milwaukee, to live in our dormitory, to be in our school culture.
And we also have a video of that summer camp, of one summer camp, with some Brazilian students and a Brazilian chaperone, and you can see a little bit about the activities and all of that. But tell us a little bit about why did the school start offering that? What's the purpose of a summer camp? And
Good question. So we know that in some cultures, it is hard to take that first leap to want to go for a full year. And if we can offer a short experience and get students excited about the possibilities for their future, we thought it would be a good opportunity. In the mornings of our summer camp, we do have some English classes. So we're teaching English reading and writing, and English speaking and listening, and then American culture, and we have our biology teacher teaching a science section, and our art teacher teaching an art section. This gives some of the students use our summer camp as kind of like a shot in the arm to boost themselves right before they come for our school year, so they can have that extra confidence.
I love these parts.
Yeah.
Where he's trying to do some exercise.
Animated teachers, right?
Yeah.
So the students love getting to know our teachers, and there's our art teacher there. Yeah. So, and making friends too from around the world, because maybe the students here, they often come like in a group, but they don't realize how awesome it is. You're going to also be making international friends from different countries. And even American friends too. Like we bring our American friends, you can see them hanging out together on the field trips in the afternoon, on the weekends. So I know some of the Brazilian students still stay in touch with the American friends that they've made.
Right. And there are so many fun activities as well in the afternoon, right?
Yes.
You take them everywhere. I
Yes.
always tell parents, they're going to be very busy. They're going to be busy during the whole time they are there.
Yes.
Because there are so many things that is done.
Yeah.
Right.
There's so many activities in our area. All of the museums, and we try to find the fun things, because learning should be fun, right? And so you can learn by going to a sports game. You can learn by kayaking on the river.
I did that.
Going to the science museum, very hands-on. Going to Chicago and seeing, I know that students love to go to Chicago, which is pretty close by, an hour and a half. Going to the Six Flags amusement park for roller coasters,
Right.
doing zip lines, doing Wisconsin Dells. It's like a water tourism city. It's America's largest water park. So yeah, our area just has so many fun things to do.
It is. I have a special, I don't know, Wisconsin is special for me. I have a story with Wisconsin, because both of my sisters were exchange students in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Right? And I've done so many things there, and I love to take students there because there's so many activities, and you can see much more than it's not a touristic place. Yeah, when you go to Orlando, New York, you see things that are prepared
Designed
for
for
tourists.
foreigners.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Right. And here you kind of see the real United States,
Yeah.
the real
I think
America.
of it as a classic American city.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have a classic American experience.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
So summer camp, it's a first step. It can be a first step for someone who is thinking about a long experience.
Right. Yep.
Or just an experience abroad, and it's fun. I think one thing it's important for us to highlight is that the quality of your academic summer camp, because they're not there just to pretend they're learning English.
No, yeah, our teachers take their role seriously.
Yes.
And there is a little bit of homework, so we want the students to come with a mindset. This might be your vacation time, but make the most of it by pushing yourself in so many different ways, academically, in English, talking in English, even with your fellow Brazilian students, for example, getting all the homework done, making the most of the opportunities to make American friends. So yeah, you can really push yourself, even though it's vacation, and that's how you'll have the most fulfilling experience.
Yeah, because it's just like, it's almost 3 weeks.
Yep.
But all the students that take it serious, not take it seriously that they're not going to have fun. They do have fun, but they take the advantage of the opportunity.
Exactly. Yeah.
They come back with a different English.
You
do
really
a great
can-
job.
You can really grow in confidence in a short experience. And I find that maybe they want to come back the next year, or they want to have a different experience in a different place. And that's great, just to start seeing the world and getting to build yourself up through these experiences.
And guys, we always have like a list of people who want to go, and there is no spots. Okay, I'm always trying to get more places with Eric. I'm like, okay,
And I
let's try
wish,
to make a little bit
because
there.
part of our goal is to have the students also have a very global experience, even though it's short. So we've got groups this year coming not only from Brazil, but groups coming from South Korea and from Mexico, from China. We have students from Germany and a few other places. So it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and
fun to see those students make friendships in different cultures.
It is true, and it's very nice. The Wisco friend.
Yeah, Wisco Friends, where we bring in our local American students. And sometimes I know that they still stay in contact with them, so yeah, then they really get the authentic English too, because it's one thing to learn in class, like the reading, the writing, the academic listening, but to like have to listen to people your own age, how do they say things? It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
It is. It's very fun. And, it's nice that now we have students who have been to the summer camp and want to go back for the school year.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
So-
a growing number, which is part of our goal too, is that people see, because I'd say that a lot of Brazilians, they don't know much about Milwaukee, right? I always joke, the first thing, I ask them where they've been, and they know Orlando, they know maybe New York, maybe California, but they don't know much about the middle of the USA. So to show them how awesome of a place it is, they want to come back. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's awesome. Yeah, to see so many like students that are thinking about it, or some of them that have already made the decision that they're going back.
Yep.
It's very nice. It's it's very. We feel happy for that as well, because we've been working, because we
That's
believe,
been our goal. Yeah, right.
We believe that's going to be a good experience for these students, and
Yep.
we want them to have a great experience. Right?
Yep, absolutely.
That's part of our job, guys. We want to make the world a better place with people getting better with experiences abroad, and
Yes.
having like these culture exchange and learning that people are different,
Yes.
but that's okay. We live in a world with different people, and
It
that's the great thing
makes
about it.
the world more a fun place and a more peaceful place when we have connections around the world. Yeah.
That's totally true. And let me ask you, so if there is a parent or a kid watching us and thinking about, oh, I want to go. So what's the first step? What should they do? Is English important for one program or for the other program?
Yeah.
How should they prepare themselves?
Yeah, that's a good point, that I think different size programs, maybe there's different most important things. For the summer camp program, I think if they are okay being away from their parents for 3 weeks, and that they can be mature and be responsible, because we're not gonna do everything for them. They have to learn how to make their bed in the morning, and these are good things. So if they are ready for an experience outside of their culture, making friends, being in a new place, go for it. Yeah. And then, I think the students should just contact you. You can get them in touch with students who have done it in the past. They can hear it for themselves. If for the school year, we do have some requirements that they have to meet some levels of English, because they're going to be taking all the kinds of classes that American students are taking in English, right? So you can't come with just a pure basic level of English. You need a little bit more advanced level. We do have some English classes at school designed to support them, though. Also, if they academically, you should be a strong student. You don't have to be the top of your class, but you should be serious about being a good student, because you're going to have challenges, in taking different classes and hearing all of the vocabulary in English. So you might be an expert in the subject when you're studying it in Portuguese, but you better know the English around it too.
Right. And they have to be 14?
No,
Not really.
There's a little bit of flexibility. We have
Okay.
a couple 13-year-olds in our school right now, but typically it's between the ages of 14 through 18 is the most common ages for high schoolers in the USA. We even have some students who they don't graduate until they're 19 years old, or in some rare cases, even 20 years old.
Okay. So you're going to get them in the 9th grade. So if they have finished their 8th grade and they are 13, they could apply.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. Nice. You were saying about I had a question. But now I
We're talking
can't
about
remember.
like how to prepare, or what students should be preparing for the different.
Right. The different programs. Okay. It will
Okay,
come
it'll
back.
come
It
back.
will come back. Yeah. So for the summer camp, they have to be 13.
Yeah.
And for the school year as well, but they have to finish like 8th grade and then go for the 9th grade.
Exactly.
But they could go anytime during their high school. In
Correct.
Brazil.
Yeah. So actually, most of our international students don't come to us in grade 9. I think for various reasons. In some school environments, like in Brazil, for example, but other countries too, the students want to finish their middle school,
Right.
and that's usually our equivalent of 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. So it makes more sense maybe to start at the beginning of 10th grade,
10th
for
grade.
example.
Yeah.
And we're okay with that. Students, most of our international students actually stay with us multiple years and graduate at our high school. So that is definitely an option. But sometimes the students want to have a 1-year experience and go back to their country too. We're okay with that too. Yeah.
Okay. And for them to go in the 10th, whenever they want to start, let's say 10th, 11th, 9th, it's always September because it's a different year than in Brazil, right?
Correct.
So
Yeah.
just
Yeah. So actually, some schools like us, we actually start in August, and
August,
earlier August. So yeah, that's the beginning of our school year. And then we have 2 semesters. So the first semester ends right before Christmas. There's a 2-week break. We love when students can go back to their home country at that time. It's good to celebrate Christmas with your family. Then the second semester starts in early January and finishes usually around the last week of May. Then there is a break, June, July, no school. Students return to us in the middle of August.
so in Brazil, we start classes in January, but that's not a problem at all, right? So they do whatever, they do their first semester of 10th grade here, and then they go and start 10th grade there because the content is different.
Correct. And
So it's
we'll
not a
make
problem.
sure case by case, we'll see what have you achieved in your home country. Where does it make the most sense for you to pick up with us in enrollment? So yeah, like you said, if you're starting grade 10 here in Brazil, we'll probably start you in grade 10 at our school. Yep.
Yeah. So case by case, we're going to check and then
Yep.
see transcript and see where they should be placed,
Mhm.
right? Very nice. Any other tip that you would give for someone who is thinking about going abroad? Anything from experience that you think it's nice for them to know?
I think that just starting to get more international experience while you're still at home is the best possible. And that's like, that can be in the form of watching movies from different countries and just getting the sense of, watch it with English subtitles, just start seeing and listening to English more often, talking with people who have traveled abroad. I think food is a big one. Food here at Brazil is so good, right? So get yourselves as a Brazilian young person trying different cuisines, American cuisines, go to different restaurants, go to, eat some Arabic food, some Asian food, because you will have, you're kind of out of that control of all the foods that you eat when you're in a different country, and food is key to your success. So I always think food is an important one. Make sure that you're a flexible person and build that flexibility.
I love those tips,
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, do some research and try to immerse yourself, right?
Even when you're still at home. Yeah.
Right. That's great. We have some presents for you, some
my
little
gosh.
gifts. So I would like to give to you now. This is, we've talked about it. So we made sure we would get it. It's a coffee from a farming town.
Oh,
It's
that's
a very, very, they even won a prize. It's called Aromas de Bragança. So like the smells
Yes.
of Bragança.
I will.
I
I
think there
promise
is-
I will share it with my colleagues. I won't drink it all for myself, but I've got some colleagues. I love coffee, so thank you
Oh,
so much.
nice. So really wanna. I'll talk in Portuguese a little bit. Eu queria agradecer o pessoal da Aromas de Bragança que trouxe esse presente especial. A gente tem muito orgulho, né, de ter aqui uma fazenda de café premiada, inclusive, e que tem feito um trabalho muito legal na nossa cidade. Quem não conhece, procurem conhecer. Tem de cápsula, Esse é grãos, mas tem também moidinho. Então, para levar um pouquinho de Bragança para fora, né, gente? So a little bit of Bragança for you.
Thank you
Okay?
so much.
From our
Oh,
city.
I appreciate that.
And this one, it's a chocolate factory in town.
Oh,
Oh.
nice.
They do different things like alfajores.
Alfajores, what's that?
Alfajores, maybe in Spanish. I'm not sure how it's called in Spanish. It's like, it's more known in Argentina that it's like a chocolate, kind of a chocolate cake with dulce de leche
Ooh, okay.
inside of it. And it's covered with chocolate.
Okay.
Okay. So it's a special one. They also do like honey bread with dulce de leche and covered with chocolate. And it's a very nice company as well that we always appreciate their job.
Awesome.
2 partners started from nothing and they've done a very nice job. So we also want you to have something from
Thank
town,
you.
from our city.
Thank you so much. And I promise I also won't eat all of those by myself. I will share them with Angie, my wife, and my boys. Okay?
Yes, I think they will love it.
think
So
so, too.
you could share it with them. They
Thank
have
you so
different
much.
possibilities there. And we also have something from GX for the boys. So
Oh,
remind me, okay? Because it's in the other room. I should have got it before, right? So thank you so much once again.
yeah, thank you. This was fun.
Yeah, thank you, for being part of this project. And it's, like I said, it's new. We've been learning by doing it, right, G? Yes. And we want to, give people more contact, more information on this market that we are involved with, because we know that information is very important.
Yes.
So thank you for sharing.
It was my pleasure. Thanks for inviting me today.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for watching. Obrigado, pessoal. Quem quiser mandar pergunta pra gente, quiser fazer alguma sugestão também, ouvir alguma história aí que vocês conheçam dos bastidores da GX, vai ser um prazer. Um grande beijo. Obrigado novamente. Bye.
Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye.